Good morning, everybody. Fit and Crypto here. So the markets are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody's freaking out. This is my second bull run that I've been in. So I'm kind of used to this already. Anybody who isn't used to it, this is usual market crap that happens. People try and shake you out. They try and scare you out. Let me tell you, the market makers don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to last. They're going to test your patience. They're going to test your wit. They're going to test your will. They're going to test everything. First time around, I did not know that at all whatsoever. I entered the market with about $2,000 when everybody else does, when I saw a family acquaintance, I should say, jump in, and I jumped in because he was posting, I'm $1,000 richer, $5,000 richer, $10,000 richer, and then a couple weeks later, now I'm pulling out this 5,000, I'm pulling out this 10,000, I'm pulling out this 1,000, I'm pulling out all this money, and I'm like, bro, like, where are you pulling all this money out? I probably said this before. If you've heard me, if you haven't heard me, and he said, I invest. I'm not going to teach you. Not a lot of people will want to teach you, but if you study these things, then you'll be fine. So again, I did what most people do, and I didn't study every single thing he told me to study. I studied just a couple of the things. And I got started with a couple different things. I got myself a Robinhood account. I got myself a Coinbase account. I got myself a crypto.com account. And I really went hard on Robinhood. I don't know why. For some reason, I just liked the way it was at the time. I liked the way it looked. I liked the way that it felt. And my money was going nowhere. Coinbase, I wasn't too savvy on that ever. I didn't really care for it at all whatsoever. So I never really used it very much. Crypto.com, I really started to like Crypto.com's platform. So I went heavy in Crypto.com, but again, I didn't study everything he said. I didn't study how markets are. I didn't study how to find um, a good asset to invest in. I didn't study charts. I didn't do a lot of stuff that he just gave me a couple things to study, and I didn't do it. I just didn't do it. I thought I could just jump in and just wing it myself. And of course you can. If you have dedication and determination, you could do anything in life. You could be anything in life. At that time, I wasn't financially stable at all whatsoever. I was the opposite of it. It was around the pandemic. Me and my family had lost our place to stay, so we were kind of here and thereing it in an RV, a nice RV, but still kind of just here and thereing it, driving around. And I was investing, and I kept losing money, and I just didn't understand why. And it's because the market's here to shake you out. And you get to understand that later on. But better sooner than later, right? Better sooner than later. Learn all that sooner, not later. So study the 4-year cycle. Study what the market is. Study what money is. Study how to go in on a proper investment, because my first time I was actually successful. I turned about $2,000 into about $500,000, but I didn't study everything. I didn't study what it was to pull things out, how it was to pull things out, what rug pulls were. I didn't study any of that. So I got caught up in the hype. I put it in a token, Saitama. Saitama Inu. I'll just say it. And I watched 2,000 go to 500,000, and I listened to everybody in Telegram and Discord. I listened to everybody else. Man, if you turn that into that, I mean, I know somebody who made $1 million off of this token already. Like, they're waiting on making it $10 million. Just keep it. Just stay, bro. I mean, come on, you're part of the pack, the wolf pack. You got to stay invested. You got to stay strong. So, of course, I had stayed, and it went down, and then went up, and then went down, and then went up. And yeah, my 500,000 I watched go down to below 100,000, and then below 70,000. And then around then, I realized I didn't know something else: how to remove it, how to take it out, how to get it out of these DeFi wallets and get it into a centralized exchange, to put it into my bank account. These were all things that I did not know, and I got slapped in the face with it really, really, really hard. So I called a friend of mine that knew a lot more than I did, and I had him come over, and he used Ethereum to get it all out for me. And it was a lot of Ethereum. It was like, cost like $700 at the time or something like that to pull out what had became from 500,000 all the way down to 25,000. Ouch. But it started with 2,000, so I still won, right? I mean, I still made gains. That's the whole point. But you want to maximize your profit and not your loss. You know, that's still a loss when you think about it. I still I could have had everything that I was wanting to have, what the whole point, what the whole goal was. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't, and I didn't know anything, so I didn't. So here's my second bull run. I took that 25,000 out. I gave my friend his $700 back plus $1,000. I gave somebody else that I didn't really know. Call me stupid if you want to. I don't even talk to him now, so it was pretty stupid. I gave him $1,000, and we were talking about starting starting up like a business, so to speak, like something to invest in the future in, and just make a better life for ourselves. And it didn't go through. I don't even talk to the person anymore. And trying to find a good spot to stand. My daughter was getting out of the shower. I didn't want to have a bunch of noise in the background, but now here I am outside all noisy. So I gave him $1,000. I took the rest of the money. I reinvested it into the market. I I put it all on Kronos. I put it all in the crypto.com DeFi wallet. I figured out what I was doing. I just kept it there for a little while. I studied the market. I studied the cycles. I studied what things were and were not. I found out how to farm, how to leverage the money that I had at the time to make more. I still didn't know everything. So I put everything in a couple different tokens in the crypto.com ecosystem, which I do not regret at all right now. Do I regret when I put it in? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because the bottom of the market wasn't in yet. So, for instance, I put a pretty heavy amount in a token that was 503. Okay. And that 503 became, or no, I'm sorry, it was 303. And that 303 became 403. And then that 403 became 503. And then 502. So, for instance, you put $2,000 in on something that gains two zeros onto it, take two zeros off of that 2,000, and that's what you're left with. Yeah, ouch, ouch. But I did a lot of studying, and I really, really was dedicated into what I was putting my money into at the time. But it took a lot of studying. It took months. It took till the bottom of the bear market to figure everything out, pretty much. So I did that, and I kept it there, and I kept dollar cost averaging, kept putting in. I stayed in the Kronos ecosystem. I believe in Crow. I've always believed in Crow. I'm probably one of the biggest Crow bulls that you'll see on YouTube. And I mean that, because you'll never hear me promote another company at the end of my videos. You'll never hear me say any of these other exchange names. Crypto.com has everything. They literally have everything you need. They have a centralized exchange now here in the US. They have an app that works beautifully on your phone, seamlessly with your bank. They have a debit card that when I didn't know how to pull profits from Coinbase, it stayed there. I didn't understand how to do the whole thing. I didn't realize they had a card at the time. And at the time, Robinhood didn't have a card. They didn't have anything. So I kind of just had to sit on the stuff that I had there. And that really sucked. It really, really did suck. But luckily, I didn't leave too much there. So I'm one of the biggest crow bulls that you'll ever see. But the point of this video is right now, we're not at the top of the market yet. We're not. You can watch a bunch of different people on YouTube and a bunch of people will say a bunch of different things, but you'll hear one common thing. We're not close to the end of the cycle. We're not close to the end of the pie cycle. I'm not going to start pulling out charts and doing all that. Maybe when I move into my new house, because this is a rental and I have a studio and I have all that, maybe I will be one of those guys that comes out with charts and shows you like everybody else does. But I'm here to try and help be a voice of reason, voice of calm down, relax. If you just got in the market, you got in late, I'm sorry. That's just the truth. You got in a little late. I have people around me, I have friends, I have acquaintances that I've been telling for a year and a half, 2 years, get in the market. Anything. Throw a dart at the board and get in anything you want now. And they all ask what I'm in, and I promote the shit out of crow. So I'm always like, I'm in crow. I'm in crow heavy. I got a heavy bag of crow, not compared to a lot of whales and stuff, but I got a heavy bag of crow. I am well diverse in the Chronos ecosystem, in DeFi, and gaming, in everything. And I really have conviction. I believe in it. I believe quite heavily in it. So a lot of these people for a year watched me and kept asking me how everything was going, and kind of with a smirk on their face because, they watch YouTube and they see that crow and everything was in the crapper, everything was down, everything was bad. A year and a half ago, everything was bad. A year and a half ago. And then all of a sudden they watched me 3x my money, They watched crow go from 5 cents to 17 cents, 18 cents, 20 cents just about. And that's when a lot of these people started jumping in, asking me exactly like, all right, well, what do you use? You use crypto.com? Okay, I've heard of that. And how do I get in? And what do I do? And am I too late? And I said, you're not too late. You're late, but you're not too late. And the problem with a lot of these people who jump in when they see green candles and then they exit when they see red candles is they get really scared. They get over emotional with a lot of things. And that's one thing you can't be. I'm not a day trader. I'm a cycle trader. I watch for the bottom. I deploy capital. I wait for the top, or at least as close to the top as I believe is close to the top, based on charts, based on analysis, based on sentiment, based on presidential cycles, Bitcoin halvings. So much you got to study, so much time and energy that you got to put in to do this right. And a lot of people don't understand that either. So a lot of these people around me, they're getting scared. They're messaging me now and freaking out. And I got to send them a couple videos of a couple people that I watch and be like, bro, relax, chill. Educate yourself. Crypto can change your life. It's going to change mine. It's changed mine. It's changed mine in a wide variety of ways. Before, I was about 220 pounds, mentally unfit, physically unfit. I had no patience. I was filled with rage a lot of the time and anger. A lot of the people around me could tell you that if they were standing around here right now. But being in crypto has taught me patience. It's taught me to relax, to step back, to analyze. And in that analyzing, when markets get boring, you start to overanalyze because That's what crypto people do. They overanalyze everything. And when you can't analyze the market anymore, you start to analyze the things around you. And the things around me were me. I separated myself from a lot of the negative people in my life. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped smoking tobacco. I stopped smoking marijuana. I started going to the gym heavily. So I started overanalyzing myself. And that's all a good thing. But it's what patience can teach you. It's what being in the market, I believe. It's what investing can teach you. So keep your head on your shoulders. Stay level headed. You can do this. We're not at the top yet, but we'll be there. We'll be there. Buy greed is not what you want to do. Sell fear is not what you want to do. You want to buy fear and you want to sell greed. In other words, when the market is down like this, you want to buy. You want to invest in. You want to look at the chart. You want to zoom out. Look at the whole chart. Look at where we are. Look at where we've been. And look at the fear. If it doesn't make sense to you, like with me with Crow right now, it's back down to like 9 cents. A lot of people are, oh man, it's done. It's dead. It's gone. It's finished. I zoom out all the way. Last bull run got up to almost $1. If we're not done with this bull run, we got up to 20 cents. And everything that's going on in the Kronos ecosystem, which I'll post a video on that later. Are we done? We're not done. There's no reason to be fearful. Market makers take advantage of the new people. They take advantage of people who are easily feared. And they take your money. They took my money. They take everybody's money. But are you going to stay around, take it back? Are you going to learn enough to get it back? These are all things you got to ask yourself. Anyway, I hope this video helps you out. Relax. Zoom out. Like everybody says, you hear it a lot. It's the truth. Relax. Zoom out. The market's taught me patience. It's taught me dedication. It's taught me fitness. Maybe next clean my yard a little bit. My dog just thrashes it. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Helm. Health, education, lifestyle, mentality, fit and crypto. Out.